I love the sound of my own voice. Did you want to do that? You have more impact.
No, I'm going to do it during.
Yeah, she's going to have more impact. Yeah. She's more better. Yeah. I'm done. Okay. Where's the love? Yeah. You guys, the love yesterday.
What?
I'm not feeling all the love.
Hi, everybody. I don't use the microphone either. Sorry. I think I'm loud enough. My name is Jessica Moore. I am your Department 3rd Vice, and thank you very much. But I want to say thank you to Post 57 for the wonderful breakfast and lunch they did for us. And all the bacon for Gambler, of course. Secondly, I've heard some questions, and I just want to let you guys know, of course, with, Ms. Verna Lucas, she's wonderful, she always does this. This training session is being live streamed on the 5th District Facebook page. And we also have the agenda and the PowerPoints online under Training and Resources on your Department of Florida website.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That being said.
That being said. Did I cover everything? Okay. All right. So I'm actually talking about 3 things. Florida Women's Chairperson Dina Hall cannot make it today. So I'm just going to do a quick thing about Florida women veterans. Yes, we are still veterans, but there are some things that we did a little differently. There will be a session at conference just for Florida women, and of course anybody can attend. Really?
Yeah, expect it from somebody, might as well be me.
It might as well be you. Per the VA, one of the biggest problems that veterans face is health and well-being. The biggest problem that female veterans face is feeling invisible and disconnected. Their reintegration into their families when they come back. The general societal biases, like being sexist. I'm just saying, he started. But just like anything else, we still have depression, homelessness, PTSD. Women veteran suicide has increased 60% in the last 10 years over male veteran suicide. These are some of the items that will be talked about at the conference, just so you all know. So that's it on that subject. A blueprint for the 21st century. A plan to provide service to our veterans, their families, and their communities is as solid today in a period of high technology and lightning fast changes as it was in 1919 when the founding fathers of the American Legion met in Paris. Gambler talked about department headquarters. We were able to visit it while we were up in Indianapolis a few weeks ago. National headquarters, excuse me, thank you. National headquarters. Yes, they do have the 4 pillars, and they have all the 4 pillar signs in the front. So yes, it would fall down if we lost one of the pillars. We got to tour the archives, and one of the things that I found interesting by the gentleman that was giving us the tour was the Legionnaires back in 1940 had the same issue we're having now. How do we attract younger members? In 1919, when we started, what did they have? They had an influx, World War I members. Boom, no problem. 1940s, what happened? World War II. So what was the members in the 1920s looking for? What were the members in the 1940s looking for? Huh? New members, exactly. They needed new members to keep their Legion going, right? 95% of us carry this thing. This is our lifeline. Technology. This is my phone. This is my life. I have my texting, my phone, my email. I'm in business. I have my LinkedIn, my Teams message in here. So if something happens at work, they just text me here. And it's always on. Our incoming national commander at convention stated, When he was in the Department of Georgia, he made over 3,000 text messages. And he received, what, 350, over 350 people came in and signed back up from a text message. What's that? Over 10%, thank you. You Air Force? No. I'm not, I'm Navy, thank you very much. Go Navy. Oh, yeah. Yes, I had to say that. You had to throw the Air Force in. So technology is key. We've talked about it. It will be embedded in us constantly. This is key. A lot of posts do not even have computers. You need to. As he said, this is the last year we'll get green sheets. Anybody can go online and print up their card. I know Bruce is going to get into that, so I don't want to talk about that. But this is Lifeline. This is the 21st century, people. This is how you get new members. You've got to get up with technology. What's that? You stole my 1960. That's all I'm going to talk about with that, because you all know it's 21st century, people. Analysis of post operations. Good old President Abraham Lincoln said a man's legs need to be long enough to touch the ground, just like our posts do. We need a foundation, especially your building contractors. I know there's a lot, you know, that did a lot of, especially our CBs. Where's our CBs at? You guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, we have one? Sorry. We always got one in the crowd.
We're outnumbered.
Yeah, exactly. Before discussing how big your post should be, you need to consider certain questions. What does the post do to make a veteran desire membership? Do you have a service officer? Are you family friendly? Do you have family events? Does the post have a vision for the future? Can you handle more members? How big do you want the post to be? What activities could the post reasonably expect to offer? Do you have an honor guard? Big point that Gambler talks about. Do you have a food? Do you have a kitchen? Do you have a canteen? Oh, hold on. Do you have a post home? Sorry. You're happy. What is the reason for the post existence in the community? Big question I hear at a lot of the speakers these days. If your post closed today, would your community miss you? Would your community even know that you closed? That's important. I'll make sure I stay with the right slides. The interest for every post will be different. Again, posts are autonomous. You got to know your post, know your members. Standing here with us. Thank you. I can't. It's good.
Looking past at the same time.
What's that? Who here knows the saying and does it all the time? 5% of your members do 90% of the work. No, it's true. How do you change that? Yeah, how do you change it?
Get more members.
It doesn't need to stay at that mark, but you need to find ways to include them. Encouragement. One of the questions at national membership was, what is the biggest reason Legionnaires leave posts? What's that? Disengagement.
They're not felt welcome.
Involvement. Inclusion. That's one of the biggest ones right there. Inclusion, disengagement, not feeling wanted, needed. That's why our veterans leave, our members leave, or they move posts. They don't feel welcomed at the place they chose. We need to change that dynamic. When somebody walks into a post, if they don't feel welcomed, you don't want to be there. Some posts don't have the skills to complete their year. What steps can be taken? This is where we talk about the officer's guide. Your new post commanders, I saw about 4 or 5 of you raise your hands back here. Not even post commanders, any post office that you have. Read the officer's guide. It's outlined in there. What your job is, what you're asked to do. You volunteered, you got elected. Do the job to the best of your ability. Make everyone know that you deserve and you're glad that they elected you post commander, post finance officer, post historian. Thank you. Please join in. I'm all for that. Meeting minutes. One of the most crucial documents in a post is your minutes. They describe each meeting, your time, your place, but also has your financial information, has your motions. Anything happened? Anything that didn't happen? Your new adjutant. The one thing about, he talked about officer duties. Your commander, you know why the adjutant is appointed? For me, personally, I don't know if this is correct or not, but I'm going to say a post adjutant to me appointed is because that post commander knows that's who they need to rely on. That's who you need to work with all year. That's going to be your buddy. That's going to be your companion. They are very crucial to your commander. Rachel's a rock star. I'm going to say it. You all know that. Rachel's very crucial up at department headquarters. All you PDCs know it. And you all still talk about her. She gets recognized constantly because she's awesome. What's that? Appointed?
Appointed. I don't know, because nobody would volunteer.
That's where that $50 goes in there, saying you're going to be the adjutant this year, right? You know? All right, sorry, there's one slide I didn't blow up, I'm sorry. So once you get your new officers, what's the next step? Call a meeting of your newly elected officers. Make sure you include the last year's commander and adjutant, because guess what? They can tell you what happened last year. They can tell you what happened, what was good, what was bad, what was successful, what helped them, what didn't help them. Again, pros and cons are always good. We learn from them. Get your budget ready. Estimated expenditures. If you want here's where I need this one. If you want an event, how much is it going to cost? I love when I come to these things and people put flyers up. Did everybody see this flyer that Denny Luke put up there? September 17th, Florida 2nd Seven Bridges, POW MIA Remembrance Day Ride. This talks about committees. It talks about where, when. How long have you, Denny, I'm gonna pick on you for a minute.
Okay.
How long have you been planning this ride?
Since last year. Since last year.
Start planning the day after your last event.
Yeah, so about a year for a planning event, right. How much is this gonna cost you?
It's gonna cost roughly $3,200 to put on this year. Last year we had to pay a $500 some odd dollar cost to the city, which this year we will not incur.
So when they do events like this, you need to know what the budget is. How much is it gonna cost? What do we need? It's part of your budget. Your estimated expenditures. What other events can you do? What other events can you do to raise money for your thing, for your post? Whether it's to raise money for the commander's charity, whether it's to raise money to fix your roof, whether it's to raise money for a building, for ones that don't have posts, to build a new bar or new bar in your canteen. What events can you do? Chili cook-offs, rib cook-offs. Heck, I saw a funny one the other day, and I can say it, it's in my post. They're doing a macaroni and cheese cook-off this weekend. How much mac and cheese can you eat? But I'll tell you one thing, veterans, what do we love to do? We love to eat. Do the food, trust me, it's a great thing. Special projects, what programs do you want your membership to be involved in? And can your post handle it? That's what the post analysis is all about. Do you have the members to run these events and to run these programs? Blood donor, one of the programs that we've talked about, one of the easiest programs to do. All you have to do is set a date. Guess what? The Bloodmobile sends you a flyer with the information. They have the van out in the parking lot. You don't have to do anything. Just put it on your CPR report. You did the program. Step 3, activate committees. Do it in your meetings. Jack raises his hand. Hey, I think we should do a Challenge 22 event. That's awesome, Jack. Guess what? You're going to head that committee and grab a couple other people and you can do that. Because guess what? As veterans, as service people, what did we do? We took orders. Guess what? It's not much different now. We're used to it, especially the younger veterans. They're used to it. Especially if you're married. I wouldn't know, but that's okay. Select a chairperson and members. Am I on the right slide? Thank you. Okay. Build a timetable. Know your time frame. Know that you need about a year to set these events up. Help the chairman on the programs. Coordinate with the post auxiliary units. The reason only auxiliary is on there is because it was transferred from the national site. The SEL and the riders are part of the Legion. I did want to do this myself, but I'm still going to say it, even though it was said twice. Know the value of your other entities. And I know it was said, but I want to say it again, because I wrote it down, because I researched it before this. The riders, with what they've done, gave Commander Brandt at Department Convention on the floor last year a check for almost $218,000.
It bounced, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, it was a big check. I'm sure it did. And in that, Jim Wineland, would you please expand on that, sir?
But if you listen to what you've been told this morning and how we did that, we did it with the post support. Because the program belongs to, how many commanders there have a chapter at their post? And that's what we did, all working together. It's not, it's your program, you know? And what we did is, as you talk about the CPR reports and things like that, well, I happened to have that in my back pocket when I went down to OCC down in Clearwater, and I started talking to them about help support the program. Well, they said to me, well, okay, support the program. What does that mean? And I said, well, we're still a growing program, but there's 9,655 of us in the state of Florida. And he went, what? And he said, yeah, because right next to that is Bert's Barracuda's Harley, who sells Harleys. So they said, really? And I said, yeah, we have 136 chapters. In the United States? No, Florida. Really? So they got very, very important. And the only way I can say that is because you put in those reports. That's another way that we use that information. Is it a marketing tool? Because we did that, and we had a great rally. That's where we raised the money. They invited us back. They said the door's wide open. Now they're wide open. There's no charge for using their facility. How many have been down to Clearwater OCC down there? Beautiful. It's a beautiful facility. That's where Senior is. You know, from Orange County Chopper. That's where he is. And that's where he retired. He still builds bikes. So this year we started the conversation with them, and they said, well, the place is yours, and we're going to give you $5,000 for a band. Really, you know. And then they call me in, and we sit down and have a little conversation. And he says, well, what are you thinking about it? What do you guys want to do? I said, well, I just kind of started. I said, you know, I'd really like to raffle off a bike, but I don't really know how to do that. I know how to do that, but kind of help them out. He says, well, let me get back to you on that. He said, I got to check with Harley to see what I can do. 15 minutes later, he called me back and says, well, we're going to give you a brand new 2023 Street Line to raffle off. I said, really? We got to come with the cost of bikes for it.
You probably refused it, right?
No, I wanted a CDO. But anyway, and he says, well, he's no problem at all. So then we went down and had a meeting with him, and he says, well, how much help do you guys want? Whatever you can do. He says, they're making the flyer. They set us up on an electronic raffle ticket type of deal, so we don't have to handle the paper. You just go on and they do it. I mean, they've been over backwards. Why did they do that for us? Because we had the reporting, we had the marketing tool, and we had the support of the commanders and all the posts. Now, because of all that, we're going to be able to. She told me I had to add another 100,000 to that. That was my goal. So with your help and what you do, that's what it's all about. So I thank you.
to me.
Thank you for your donation.
Thank you for your donation. Yes, and I know we said it already, but I'm going to say it again because, again, you remember the detachment adjutant is my best friend, so I have the numbers too. As I said, know the value of your other entities. We said what the riders raised. The SL, and I'm going to say it again because I have the exact. $1,429,648 last year alone. Yeah, that's just from the Suns.
Is that the Department of Florida?
That's the
Only.
the detachment of Florida only. Only, and that they didn't even have everybody reported. What was it, like 36% reported?
No, last time, of our detachments that have reported, out of 188 squadrons, I believe we had just over 80 reports.
Report for that. So yeah, that's just the detachment of Florida. So you know the value of your members. They're our families. Our families are there for us. These are our sons, daughters, wives, husbands now in the auxiliary. Use them. Remember what we said about events? Veterans, what do we like to do? We like to eat. Guess what everybody else likes to do that I don't? Cook. Have those events. Have the bake sales. I'll get to those in a minute. Step 5, conduct a post meeting. Did I go back just a bit? Sorry. The first post meeting, set your tempo for the year. New commanders, old commanders, doesn't matter. In the officer's guide on our department webpage is a script, verbatim. I taught a class some months back, thank you so much, sir, about meeting agenda and protocol. The actual opening protocol in this script takes 2 minutes. From your 3 raps of the gavel, your opening prayer, your pledge of allegiance, your chaplain, if they keep it at a moderate amount of time, your remembrance, your POW MIA. 2 minutes is all it takes. Remembrance. Respect. Those 2 minutes, that script, it's there for you in black and white. These are to be honored. Our national security, our VA&R, part of our pillars. That's why it's part of our script. The preamble for all 4 entities started with what 4 words? For God and country. That's what we're here for. That's why we have the chaplain prayer. That's why we have the pledge. And remembrance. Work closely with all your officers. Not just your adjutants, your vices, all your officers. You're a team. There's something I say, and I know people laugh about it, but guess what? Blue hats matter.
Amen.
Blue hats matter. Guess what? You guys are our lifeline. You guys are our blood. You don't work for us, we work for you. You tell us what we need, what you need, what we're here for. We're, as he said, liaisons. I think advisors. That's why you guys put us in these positions, to help us move up. Again, the only difference between you and me is I have a little different responsibility up in Orlando, in the western and northern area, of course. Your meeting should be short and sweet. An hour should be as long as you need to do it. Again, that opening ceremony, 2 minutes. The closing, 30 seconds. So you have 58 minutes plus or minus to conduct a meeting. That's not long. Remember, we're all volunteers. None of us get paid for this. He only has $1 in his billfold. Was it just $1 or $2? Maybe 2.
None now.
None now. Oh, okay. He has none now. Thanks for your donation. But your time is valuable. The one thing you can never get back is time. Don't neglect the social side. Who here is the Facebook page for their post? Do you keep it updated constantly? Do you have a calendar of events for your post on there? Show what you have going on. Events, meals. Don't forget that, because remember, to get new members, first thing I do when I travel, because I travel a lot, is I go to Facebook and I look up American Legion post 284. 284. Let's see what's going on. Am I going to have karaoke tonight?
No,
Ooh, am I going to have a dinner?
maybe.
I got bingo. Ooh, I'm going down to that one. Do you guys have a welcome kit for your new members? Does anyone have a welcome kit for the new members?
Yes.
You know what I heard last weekend, which was a great idea? In your welcome kit, you need to show value. We always talk about the value of membership. What?
How many people installed it?
Yeah, how many people have an installation ceremony for your new members? Not your officers, your members. Awesome. Initiation members. Yes. Awesome. Show them the value of becoming a member of the Legion. One of the things I heard, and that's what I was going to say, was somebody, when they have a new member come in, they give them a coupon for a free steak dinner. What's your membership? $35, $40? What's a steak dinner? $10? I'm not talking filet mignon here, baby. I'm talking a sirloin. Still, show them value. Give them your membership gift. Give them some. We talked about programs. We have a bunch of program guides and information back on the back table. Take them. They don't want to take them back to the department. Take the brochures.
I gotta have some.
All right, well, don't get rid of all of them then. Conduct a PR committee meeting. Again, who has public relations or a historian or a house committee? House committees. Your fitness committee has what? I'm sorry.
Public relations.
Public relations, yes. They're great. They're great social media outlets. They're great. Your house committee is kind of like your Ways and Means committee. You could take different members from each of your entities and have a monthly meeting to discuss on events coming up. Perfect example, Valentine's Day, the auxiliary wants that. Mother's Day, sons want to do the breakfast. Father's Day, no, sons want to do that too. You know, have a house committee for all 4 families to get together. One thing I talk about all the time, I talked about at a convention, and I'll say it all the time, it's, who here reads the Legion Link? We talked about in the retreat, at the commander's retreat, that you know, our front table, which comprised of a lot of these people right here, had these special glasses on for the department commander to look at. So in the Legion Link, I put on there, make sure you check your Facebook page, and I need new glasses. Well, guess who brought me new glasses last week meeting? Thank you, 5th District Commander. It's very important. It keeps you updated. It's just like having your own calendar. Plan for a more informed membership. I couldn't really blow this up, I'm sorry. Include talks at post meetings. What we were talking about, why we lose members. Engagement. Engage each of your members. Give everyone a job. Include them. I have a story to tell you. It's real short, I promise. We talk about everyone know what an elevator speech is? Yes? Okay. In your elevator speech, something else I learned at National is we talk about who we are, we talk about what we are and what we do. I want you to add something to that. Why do you do it?
Your why.
What is your why? I was at my post since '87 in Lehigh. The auxiliary sent me to Girls State. Loved it. I came home in '91 on leave after spending some time overseas in this white sanded place that, you know. First thing I did is they're like, oh, you're home on leave. Here's an application. The auxiliary paid my first year. Next thing they did, they gave an application for my mom, said, we're paying your first year because your daughter's serving. And we want you as a member. My mom and dad were there every weekend. They had bingo every Saturday night. They were there every Sunday morning for Sunday breakfast. We felt included. We felt wanted there. When I got back, I joined right into it. Sergeant Arms back in '95. My first convention was in 1996. God, I feel old now. But I felt included. I felt wanted. And that's why I've stayed there for over 30 years. That's my home. Pass on the information. Publish a monthly post, newspaper, or bulletin. I know not many people do newspapers or bulletins anymore. That's why we have Facebook. That's why we have calendars. Sometimes it's good to have a calendar around the post, though. Acquaint active members with veteran benefits. Your brochures are huge. Your LIT, all the programs that you offer, why you became a member, why they should be a member. Patriotic observances. Work with standing committees, including younger members. Auxiliary units, you have what? Juniors. SAL usually have younger members. I talked about doing the family thing with the bake sales. Who could say no to a little girl 10 years old with pigtails saying, would you like to buy a cupcake for the juniors? No, but here's $5, just get away. Your family is there for you. Use them. Make them feel included. Remember, we want to be the American Legion family. Oh, it's something I've got to say. In the Legion Link, I always end with one team, one dream. The American Legion family. Your Legion, your auxiliary, your SAL, combined 3 is the Riders. But we're all one team working for the same purpose. For our veterans, for our children, for our national security. Work with the entire community. One of the best things I see when I travel is a few of the posts and the VFWs have the same building because they can't have their own. Guess what? They're working together. If they have a Veterans Day service, maybe down at Veterans Park, guess what? They're working together. Use other events. Use other people. Invite the combat vets in. Invite DAV. They want to be included too. Guess what? You got dual members right there, triple members. Use them. Include uniform groups. One of the biggest ones we have, JROTC. Include those. Include those kids. They want to be there. They love presenting colors at any event, whether it's Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Patriotic Day. Use them. Their instructors are happy to be there. And guess what? Their instructors are members, or could be members. Their family could be members. That's why you just got an influx of new people that you can sign up. Every one of our I'm sorry, I use this as mine. I always say, no, don't say mine, but my post last year when our JROTC came in, because we have 2 high schools and a middle school, we signed up every one of their JROTC instructors to our post, because none of them were Legionnaires, except for one. Show them the value of, of their membership. Show them why they should be members of your post. I know we are a selfless organization, but there's nothing wrong. We're giving credit where credit is due. Jack, man, you had a great last 4th District meeting. I was so glad to be there. Thank you so much. We talked about the reason members leave. They didn't feel appreciated. They didn't feel wanted. PDC Brandt started the program last year called the Mentorship Plan. He bought another thing back called the Billy Award. Use them.
Please explain that.
Please further explain. You cannot find any information on that online. So can Ramos or Jerry please stand up and explain it?
Do you want to explain it there,
Billy
PDC
Award?
Brandt?
Yes.
The Billy Award. Go for it.
Billy Ward was started by PDC Billy
Anderson.
back in 1956.
Yep.
In 1960, Department of Florida came out with a pen. This is a department way to do it. It's basically a pen just from the Department of Florida. Comes with a letter. Letters, and if you was around when I asked about the pen, make sure you write up a little write-up. That goes on that letter. So what happens is you present the pen, hopefully at a district meeting, but it doesn't have to be. We have post meeting. Who can give that pen out? Anyone. We prefer the post commander to be the one giving it, or the district commander, but anybody can give the pen. What's it about? Well, Billy Anderson was known to go to post for his visitations. When he's there, he watched people work. Person is setting up the table up there for the food. The greeter at the front door. the post commander sitting back in the back, who's directing everything. What happens? He goes and writes them a note, a thank you letter, and send it to them. When you send that letter to them, you say, thank you for this. From there, it grew to a pin and a letter of certification that this is given back to you from the state of Florida. So who's eligible for it?
Anybody.
Anybody that does anything in the post. It's a way to say thank you. Well, I pushed last year, and I'm not sure what's going to happen this year, is when you do it, make sure you got a big crowd there. You want a lot of people there. When we should do it? How about volunteer luncheon? Does your post do a volunteer luncheon? Or Thanksgiving? Dinner? Something like that? Do it at a function. Why? A couple things happen. One, that person's going to get the award. What is that person going to do? He's going to show it, and he's going to work harder next year. Second thing, somebody didn't get rewarded. So you have no reward given. What they're going to do is say, how do you get that? How can I get one? You got another volunteer going to work for you. So it's going to increase people to help work at your post. A way to say thank you to everybody there eventually. And does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Who do you direct it to at department?
Rachel
Directed to
Castleberry.
Oh, no.
Jessica, I just
Oh,
forwarded to
contact
all the
Rachel.
district commanders the written documentation on the Billy Award.
Would you say that
From
louder?
Rachel, I sent it to every district commander just now. Okay, the stuff that Rachel gave me on that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
How do you buy the pins?
Don't buy the pins, you
don't
send
buy
a letter.
pins, you just send Rachel the list.
Oh,
Yep.
Rachel Castleberry at department.
When I started last year, we had 900 pins. I don't know how many years those pins were there. I'm hoping I only have 100 left.
Maybe.
Put it that way.
You might.
So you will send Rachel Castleberry, the write-up, on the specific member that you would like to, recognize, and she will print it out and get you the pen. It's very seamless, just goes.
Perfect. Yes, sir.
Can I backtrack for a moment regarding
Absolutely.
BLTC instructors?
Yes.
Post 56 in Bradford County has been very fortunate to receive Major John Cruz as our new JLTC instructor. And last year, he brought his group up to national honors with the team. He's also included middle school now under the JLTC program. He's done an outstanding job with our students, and he's been a blessing to us in Bradford County.
Awesome.
And he is to be commended for it.
Awesome.
But his
Thank you,
work,
sir.
he's by himself. He has no assistant yet. He's been doing it by himself.
Awesome.
And he's brought him up full high. And we're very proud of him.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's it. That's it. It's, you know what? It's just doing that. Thank you. Thank you goes a long way, and that's awesome. Congratulations for that. The voice of the Legionnaire can only be heard at meetings. We have your post meetings, you have your district meetings, you have convention and conference. I know sometimes it's a lot, but I want to talk about convention and conference for a minute. To me, it's like my family reunion. Now for me, I live 4 hours south of here. So to go to like Panama is a 7-hour drive, Pensacola is like a 9-hour drive. So for me to see the ones in Jacksonville that are 4 hours away, 5 hours away, Flagler Beach, 5 hours away, Lake City, 4 hours away. I see them mostly at convention, conferences, summit, meetings, and it's a great way to see you all together. When we get to our meetings, yes, that's when our voice is heard. That's business time. But all the other time, that's like our family meeting. You guys are my family. You guys are my brothers and sisters. And I appreciate each and every one of you. This is where we talk about resolutions presented to the American Legion. How many resolutions did we pass at the convention this last time, sir?
0.
1.
Zero.
One. Sea cadets.
We passed Sea Cadets.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
Nobody on the floor.
It voted on the floor, but it still had to go through revisions, so technically it didn't pass.
Oh, Vicky.
How about, all right, how many amendments do we pass?
Amendments, we passed 13 amendments.
All on the general convention floor. And you guys that were there know what they were about and why we needed them. But that's what happens. Pass. And I talk about the Legion Link for another reason. There was somebody in the last Legion Link that talked about training. Because some people talk about how it's redundant. No, I point at it for a different reason. He put it perfectly in the Legion Link. He said it's not just the training, but it's also the fellowship before and after. It's seeing you people. It's discussing ideas. Talking about these things. After each session, I heard, we were standing over here and I was talking to Steve Gordon, Bill Kelly about, what the SAL's done this year or what's going on in other areas. Talking about the programs. We talked about Sea Cadets. Where'd he go? I don't see him. He must be hiding.
Right there?
No, he's back there in the kitchen. And he showed us something that happened with their Toys for Tots drive that went to the national website. It's awesome. Follow standard procedures and schedule all year round. We talked about events. This is where it is. It's very important. Plan your events a year in advance. We talked about you can do it in 4 or 5 months.
But
You leave convention, the first thing you do is you set up for conference.
Right.
You leave conference, the first thing you do is you start working on summit. You leave summit, the first thing you work on is the Unity ride.
very good. Put a couple things like you did.
It's,
So
well,
you can do my job.
it is tough to do your job. It's tough being a Jim Wyland for a day. I wouldn't want to fill those shoes. Give yourself ample time to make sure your event is a success. Usually, and I pick on the challenge, I don't want to pick on, I shouldn't say pick on. Challenge 22 events. I know the day after those are run, they're usually started planning the next day because they know what it takes to have a successful event.
Easy for you to say.
I know, I'm trying. It's never too early to start planning. Never too early to evaluate possible post officers for next year. Mentor your replacement from day one. Because what you do in July with your reports and your meetings, you will remember in April March when you start your elections. Start from day one. I'll pick on somebody. No, I don't want to pick on you. Use your seasoned members. I say seasoned because I don't like saying older. It's okay. I don't like to say, I know, I've been around for a long time too. Keep your hands up. How many people have been in the Legion longer than 25 years? Longer than 30 years? 35? 40. Holy crap, 45. Wow. There's my why. I'm going to find him later. I want to talk to him.
Oh, you want a piece of candy? Is what you want?
I always want a piece of candy. Oh, I always have tons, too.
If he's diabetic, your mama just killed him.
No. Yeah. Who's been in Legion less than a year? Less than 6 months? All right, less than 9 months.
And he's a post officer.
Outstanding. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to come learn. And thank you for wanting to continue to learn, sir.
I'd like to say something.
Absolutely.
Not saying anything bad about my post or some of the commanders we've had, such as Jerry Bright, but it took me 30 years to get my 5-year pen.
You got lucky. When I go to a post, the first thing I do is I go and sit up, especially if they have a canteen, I go look at the bar and I look to see who the oldest one is because I want to sit next to them. I want to know what their why is. I want to know why they're there. Not as a DMO, but as a member. That's my why. I want to know why they're there. I want to hear their stories. Man, these guys, man, they've got some stories. And if they want to share them, sometimes they don't, and I understand. But at least Legion experience, you usually want to share, and I appreciate that. And this last one was stuck for me. If anybody's on my Facebook page, you'll know why. Because I know I'm flawed, but it doesn't make me any less awesome. Now, our membership chair, Mr. Bruce Thurber. Did I have any questions? Awesome.
I can't talk as loud as these other folks right now, so I'm gonna pretend I'm on QVC. Put this little thing on my head.
Did you get it, Vernon? We'll keep that one up.
First day of this week. It was just a week.
Not gonna be able to use that. All right, so I'll try to talk as loud as I can, because I have to walk around a little bit. Okay, y'all love mylegion.org, right? I mean, I remember the day I was told Jim Ramos was gonna break out and teach us this great new program. It was just the best thing that National ever came out with. And I figured before he dies, we'll have it figured out as how it works. But anyway, starting in 2010, American Legion has lost 912,000 members. Okay, 30,000 of them come from the Department of Florida. Okay, in 11 and 12, we began to grow a little bit. In 2013, we began losing again, and we're losing an average of about 3,000 members a year. Okay, approximately 31% of our losses are because of members going to Post Everlasting. Okay, the rest 69% are non-renewals. That's where we have an issue. We have to keep those non-renewals. Okay, and engagement is the way to keep those people. When a guy walks into the Post and he comes in and says, I want to join, he joins because he wants to sit at the bar for that day. If you don't engage him, you may never see him again. Okay? You bring in, you call up, you do the buddy check thing, you bring him in. If you don't engage him, you're not going to see him again. Engagement is what's going to keep the people coming back. Okay? And nothing else. We can always find excuses for not working the renewals and membership. Okay? Let's find excuses for making it work. Okay? When we went up to National, one of the things that we told them, the Department of Florida was going to start a war against loss of membership. Okay? That was my promise, okay, to the people up at National. Okay, so please help me. Let's hit 103% this year. Let's do what we did 10 years ago. 10 years ago when we did it? Yeah, 10 years ago, we were able to hit our goal. That was the last time. Okay? When should we start bringing back the non-renewals? Yesterday. I have a vice commander who, for whatever reason, I keep getting all the emails from the people that decide not to come back. But what he did is he is emailing every one of his non-renewals from not last year, but the year before and 2020, and saying, what can I do for you? Okay. He did a couple 300 in this past week. Okay. He sent me 6 that had reasons why they didn't want to come back. One was because his name was messed up, and they sent the son his membership card when it was the father had renewed, and he sent the email to the father, and he fixed that one, okay? He had another one. I moved to Tennessee 6 years ago. Here's my membership number, not the number you gave me. He went to Tennessee or whatever, and he got a new number as an AD because he moved into town. He signed up online. All of a sudden, they throw in this AD, new member number. Okay, a lot of that is happening because they have not set up the blocks that they used to have under the old program. Okay, so that's something you have to keep an eye out for. Okay. You want to find out on your 1 year non-renewals. Call them. Find out what brought them there in the first place. Find out why they stopped coming. What wasn't happening at the post, that they liked. Okay, because they joined for some reason in the beginning. Okay. The most common reason, okay, this is a survey that was done by National, and the number one most common reason people not renewing is lack of engagement. Okay? Budget cuts and economic hardships. Okay? Sometimes people just can't fit it into their budget. But maybe if you contact them and find out why, maybe there's something the Post can do. Maybe they can give them a reduced price for 1 year. Maybe they can find a way to do it. Okay? All right? They can't justify the cost of the membership. Well, I gave you guys $50 to be a member of your Post. Haven't been back since the day I gave you my $50 because you don't do anything that I like or anything that I want. You don't support the programs I want. Find out what they are. Maybe even they may need to go to a different Post that does cover those things. Don't let them get away. Can't keep them in your Post, get them into another Post somewhere. Okay? Because the other Post may do a program that they like. Okay? All right. Non-renewing member has no time to take advantage of the benefits. That's a hard one, But find something that can, show them some value for their money. They decided to join another membership organization. It's a big one. When we try making money off of our membership dues at the Post level, we sometimes drive them away to the Moose or the Eagles or the VFW where dues are half the price. Okay? You have to be careful about not getting too steep in your dues. Okay? I come from Massachusetts. I had joined the Legion many, many years ago. Went back to Massachusetts. I went into my local Post, and up there, all Posts were at that time were open to the public. So, not only are there's no reason to join because you can use the bar, you don't need anything. Okay, come up to me and says, "Oh, you're a member, great." Dues are $55. This was in 1991. Okay, I said, "I'm done," and I walked away from the Legion. Okay, don't outprice yourself trying to make money off of dues money. Make your money off the fundraisers, things like that. Okay? And then just simple, it just didn't live up to their expectations. It's another one. Maybe another Post will meet that goal for them. Okay? Find your non-renewals. Okay? It's a very simple thing in the great My Legion program. Okay? You go in, and on the left side of your screen, there's a thing that says reports. Go into the reports, and you bring up the non-renewal list because you put in where it says Post member, Post roster, and you put in the years that you want to work. Okay? If you have a very large membership, don't pick 2 and 3 years because then you'll have hundreds and hundreds of names. But you print the roster out, send emails, send text messages. Okay, as Jessica said earlier, National Vice Commander was up in Georgia, and he sent out over 1,000 emails, over 300 responses. Okay, that is good numbers because young people they respond to text messages. They see emails, they don't know who you are, spam. Okay, you're gone. Okay, phone calls, they don't recognize your number on their phone, gone. But they do glance at their text messages, because usually text messages are very short. Okay, but use it's a good program. Somebody was telling me while we were out on the road, there is actually a company that will put a master text message thing together for you, and all you got to do is type in the phone numbers, and it sends it all out for you. I don't know anything about that. I just know they said there's a company out there that does it. Okay, all right. The membership roster includes their current status. Okay, and it does include if they're deceased. So please don't be trying to call the ones that it says deceased.
That'd be an expensive phone call.
Okay.
The
All right.
Democrats do it.
All right. Put together a team. All right. This is not a one-man project. It's not the first vice's job, the adjutant's job. Put together a team. One of the best teams I ever had was I got my lady. It was called Ladies Auxiliary at the time. I got them making the phone calls for me. Guess how many people listened to the phone calls because it was a girl's voice on the phone? Okay, a lot more than listen to me. Okay.
Isn't it? Societal pipes.
Yeah, it's sexist, but it works. Okay. Yes, it is. I don't want to disagree with you, but it does work. Okay.
Go back to your pole dancing.
All right. I mean, if he can have pole dancers, I can have girls making phone calls, right? All right.
Wow.
Keep notes. Okay. Keep notes on what they tell you. If they tell you, I'm not coming back because I'm too sick and I can't afford it, write it down. Okay. Bring it to your post membership. See if there's anything you can do to help them out. Okay. If they say, I just hate you people and I'm never coming back, write it down so you're not calling them and annoying them, and they're not calling the local police department on you, as happened to one of our posts in our 12th district. Okay, he got so involved he started knocking on everybody's door. Okay, he knocked on doors until the hood decided they didn't want him in the hood no more. Okay, and they called the police department and had him removed.
But he made 110% without no
he
DMS.
did. He made 110% that year.
Knocked on doors. He did
Okay.
do that.
But keep notes so that you don't make the same mistake, okay? With the younger veterans, you've got to be honest and transparent, okay? Don't tell them something, don't give them a promise that you cannot keep, okay? All right? Tell them what you're doing. Tell them what you have for them, okay? Not what they can do for you, but what you can do for them. Hey, I got a great service officer down here. You don't have to be a member, but come on down and visit us. Talk to our service officer. See what he can do to help you out. Once he gets there, maybe you can talk him into being a second service officer. But then he's got to join.
Speaking of which, one of the things I did bring this week from over at the department yesterday that I didn't have last week, evidently they're really wanting to push this, that service officer is a really good membership instrument. And there's a lot of information, service officer information back on the table back there for any of you new guys.
You know, service officers are one of the best membership tools that you have out there. And the second best is your chaplain. Okay? I'm telling you right now, you get a chaplain calling up and saying, hey, I heard you were sick and I heard you're a veteran, and talking to them. Good recruiting tool. Service officers, what can we do to help you? Okay? And as Stuart said earlier, the PAC Act was a big example of what the American Legion can do for those veterans. Okay? Treat all veterans equally. The young man that's been a member back there, what did he say, 45 years? Okay? You treat him just like you do that 9-month veteran. Okay? They have to be treated equally. You will never keep the young folks if they feel like they're being treated different than the other people. Okay? Update your post Wi-Fi. Okay? That's how we communicate. Okay? Here in the post, I helped a guy today on his laptop. Okay? Because he could get on the Wi-Fi, he could do his job. He's away from his post. He's here working on post business. Something he didn't understand, I was able to help him with. Okay? All right, seasoned veterans have stories to tell. Well, guess what? So do the young troops. Listen to some of the young troops. Theirs might not be war related because of the new kind of war we're in. There might be about their kids, their grandchildren. Okay? Listen to their stories just like you want them to listen to yours. Okay? When you see someone new walk in, good example, I walked into this post yesterday. Most of the people here didn't know me. Bartender met me at the door because I got here too early. Okay? First thing she did is engage me and welcome me to this building. Okay? You do that to people, they tend to want to become part of you. Okay? I felt so welcome walking in the front door of this post. Just unbelievable. If I was a new veteran, they probably would have had me signed up before I left. Unfortunately,
Transferred.
All right. Keep your meetings short. Meetings are important, but don't get into these 4 and 5 hour meetings. Okay? Somebody starts speaking, get an egg timer if you have to, and stop them. Okay? Because they'll get up there and they'll rant and rave. Remember, you make a motion, you speak once. You're the only person that can speak more than once after that. Don't let people keep talking.
That's the same thing.
Okay? You get to speak a second time. Okay? Because they can ask you a question. But they can only speak the one time if they're opposing it. Keep your meetings short. Assign younger members to a task. When that new guy comes in and he's just back, get him to do something. Say, hey, my sergeant at arms didn't show up today. Could you help me out? Can you put the flag on the chair for me? Okay? Find something for them to do. Keep them active in your post. Ask them if they know how to run a barbecue. Hey, you think you could go down and cook hamburgers and hot dogs for everybody after the meeting? You know, get them involved. Okay? Went a little far. Give them a problem to solve. Okay? Millennials love solving problems. Even if you know how to use your smartphone because you turned in your flip phone, hand him your phone and say, can you fix this for me? Make it work? Okay? Give them something to do. They like to solve problems. Okay? Turn your post into somewhere where they can get along with the community. Okay? Invite local business owners. You know, colleges, veterans representatives. Okay? Get your county service officer to come by the post one day just to hang out. Tell him you'll buy him all the drinks he can drink if he sits and talks to veterans all day. I don't care. But get the community involved. Okay? Don't be afraid to leave your post and go out and work in the community. Okay? As you'll find in my post, and I hate saying this, but my post, I have a bad habit of showing up at the police department. Okay? And not because they're bringing
bond money, dude. I don't got no more bond money.
But we now have such a large presence of police officers in our post that on a Wednesday night when we do our dollar wings, there ain't no seats, okay, until the cruisers leave, because they all have come, joined the post, and policemen are young veterans. Okay, they've joined the post, they come for their dollar wings, they pick up food, they bring their wives are getting involved. Okay, it's a good thing. Okay, fire departments are the same way. I know within the Legion, I know there's a lot of retired firefighters. Okay, we'll go down and bring the young firefighters down because most cities in Florida hire veterans first. Okay, so there's a lot of them in your community. Okay, if you have a post near you, okay, and you want to know how to work that post, call Jim Ramos. He's got a plan. Okay, he really does. He does a great job out there. Okay, he knows a lot about working with the Guard and Reserve also. So pick his brain. Okay, that's why he's a PDC. He's got a brain to be picked. Okay, sign up and attend every veterans event in your community. Get out there. Have that cover on. Have that Legion shirt on. Okay. My wife yells at me all the time. She says, "You've got 3/4 of the walk-in closet." She says, But the only thing that's in there is Legion shirts. Where's your suit and tie? Well, it's right there. That's your Legion suit and tie. Well, that's all that's in my closet. I haven't gone, in 10 years, I haven't gone anywhere without a Legion emblem on my shirt, okay? I advertise the Legion, okay? This is the one that upsets everybody, and there was a big discussion here last night about this, Commander, was there not, in your canteen? About the old, dark, dingy 50s bar look and the smoking, okay? Post responsibility to make those decisions on it. But if you want the young folks, get rid of the old 50s, 60s look.
What genre is load music?
I don't know. This was cut and pasted from a national publication.
It's not
so-
grunge, I'll tell you that much.
Load music.
Avoid loud music, that's funny.
But anyway, that is loud. That ain't low.
That's just loud.
It says loud.
It says load.
That's load. L-O-A-D.
Okay, whatever.
Yes.
I didn't write it. I just cut and pasted it. But anyway. But I will fix it. But anyway, yes.
Jennifer's
And
already
this
there.
is a survey, just so you know, this survey that this information was taken from was done by American Legion National, VFW National, and AMVETS National. And they went out and they paid a company millions of dollars to survey the United States. Okay? All right. Entertainment should bring new members. Okay? I know some posts that decided nobody likes country music. Okay, you're in the South and nobody likes country music. I think there's a few people. So they banned all country music. They started bringing in only kind of rock, not even rock and roll, more the heavy metal.
Load music.
Yeah, load music. All right. Guess what? Guess where their membership went? To the post down the street that had the girls down there line
I love
dancing
load music.
and the guys playing the guitars and the banjos and everything. That's where they went. Okay. You have to make the entertainment meet the neighborhood and the people that you're trying to get. All right, chasing the post. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get into the stuff that Jim really likes. Okay. The tools of my Legion. Okay. And Jim, just so you know, I'm not teaching the right-hand side. I'm going to teach what I call the left-hand side. Okay.
Because today's national or international left-handers day.
Yes, it is.
It is. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So
it is.
anyway,
Power to the lefties.
everybody knows about how you go onto the national website and you look up a post in your area, okay, and stuff so that you know where to go when you're out of town. Well, My Legion has some great tools on that side of the post. So what you have to do so that you can load your information is you have to go into your program. Unfortunately, this is mostly adjutants and commanders. You bring up your post, okay? And over here on the left, and you probably can't see it, I still didn't get it big enough, is where you can add information about your post, okay? And this is what they're gonna see when they go into that, look for a post in Lake City. Everything that's loaded in here is gonna come up on that site, okay? So you start off and you fill out the basic thing, where you check the blocks that you have a canteen, you have the different organizations, auxiliary, SAL, riders, okay, and some of the programs and stuff. And you check that and you save it. You go into the next one and you take a photo, okay? If you have a post commander that looks like me, don't put his picture on there, okay? But if you have a nice picture of the front of your building, okay, or something like that, put that on there. Make it an attractive looking item, okay? And then, like the posts that have no post home, find something very good about your post. Maybe one of the programs that you work or something like that, and put a picture of that on it, okay? Underneath that, you put a message about your post. What is your post all about? Okay? You can put in there anything that you want that talks about what your post does. Okay? Then you get to the next one, and it comes up looking like this. And I got that one in there. Okay. All right. Then you put in your contact information. Okay? The post phone number, email address, website, any of that information. You load all of that. Okay? And this was put in there just to remind you to forward your post data report, okay? Because that's where National tries to put some of this information in there for you also, okay? Then you get into attachments. This is the part that is going to help bring people to your post. In this section, you can put your post newsletter, okay? You can put your post calendar, okay? And when they look up your post, all of that is going to come up. In the past, it was just the stuff that National typed in. Okay, now you can put all this on there. They click on it, and there's, what's going on at your post, and they can look at it. Okay, and it's great for those people that don't have Facebook, as Jessica had said earlier. She used Facebook, yes.
Bruce, can you send that out, like they used to have with OPOP and, the other...
This young lady over here is putting together our slides in a little bit better program. She's going to send them to Jessica, and it will be on the department page under training. Okay, and it'll be on there. It's the ones that we did the other day are on there now, but our modifications are being fixed. Okay, so that it will be on there, and everybody, SAL, don't matter who, is eligible to go in there and download any of the information that you're receiving today. Except for the stuff that the commander classified.
Or declassified.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, little
Anyway,
lady.
this is where it'll come up. This is the page it'll come up on as you're looking through, showing you where things are. And this is where you can add and delete ones that get too old. Because if you just keep adding, you'll have 30 years worth of newsletters on there. Okay? All right? And then this is the page that comes up when you're looking for it. When you go to find a post in my area, it asks you, what things do you want to find? And it'll match those things and find those posts. This is on the national website. Now, it's not on mylegion.org. It's just on legion.org. Right there in the cover page, open to the general public, open to the world. Okay. This is what it looks like when it first comes up, okay, and where you would click to look at the items that are posted, right? Okay, so that is that, okay. Now the newest, greatest tool that we do have, okay, is printing cards, okay? Now, everybody asks, do I have to print it on cardstock? I don't. I print it on regular stuff and then I laminate it, and it works good. Okay, cardstock's too expensive. Okay, all right. You go into this first page and you find the member's name. You double click on the member's name, and it's the only thing on there that's in blue. Okay, brings up this. Okay, on the left-hand side it says membership cards. You click on membership cards. It brings up this screen. If you're a dual member, you can get both cards. Okay. If you're just a Legionnaire and you click on SAL, it's going to bring up a big blank screen. If you're SAL and not a Legionnaire, you click on Legionnaire, it's going to bring up just a big blank screen. Okay. And you can use the back button if you click the wrong one. Okay. This is what comes up. It's your membership card. Comes up on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with a whole bunch of instructions. A thing there saying when your dues were paid. Okay. So this is also a great tool that if you sign up for My Legion, you as an individual member can bring up your own. And if you forget your card and you're in a post in Georgia you can show them, well, here it is, see, National Legend said I paid my dues. Some posts will accept that. Or a lot of posts will accept it. But you can print out your own card. All cards are signed by the National Adjutant, so all you have to do is sign your side of the card, and you're good to go. Okay. But for members that don't have it, posts and districts can print these cards. Yes.
But they have to remember to make sure they're looking for the correct year.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it does not come down to print until after it has been
So you're-
finalized by National.
Correct. Until your transmittal clears, the new card doesn't come up. But yeah, you can print your card, have the little stub there, cut it out and make it however you want. Please keep the back, and fold it over, okay, so that it looks like a real membership card. And that is what I have. Now I'll take a few questions. Okay, I'm not getting into any post-specific things. Does anyone have anything that is of a generic nature in membership that we need to talk about? Barry?
In case some of you may not have known, prior to COVID, we had 1.5 million veterans in the state of Florida, and now we're looking at 1.8. So there's a lot of people coming to Florida. So for all these people that are moving here for membership, just remember when you have an event at your post, make sure you promote it in the community so that they'll know about it. So we can work on the new members for those that are moving to Florida.
All right, so with 2.5 hours left of today's training, I'm going to bring up our department commander, Ms. Eunice Buck.
Okay, I get the message. Come put the earplug on me. Like a virgin. Can you hear me? Yes. Oh, sounds good in the background. Ladies and gentlemen,
I can't either.
fellow Legionnaires, today you have heard a blueprint for the 21st century American Legion. What is a blueprint? A purpose to make plans to provide service to our veterans, military, their children, and our communities. Visions, goals, image, partnership, public relations, programs, training, mentoring, membership, and 21st century outreach programs which encourage Legion officers to aggressively seek support from the active duty military, Guard, and reserve organizations in our department to identify eligible veterans. The potential for membership is unlimited. Legion officers at all levels must lead the way in reinforcing this vision. Everyone in leadership position must set the example for all members to follow at all times. We should get that $5 for that telephone. We should be knowledgeable of our image and how others perceive us and our work in the community.
She stated up. Somebody else.
Our image. Today, I intentionally came this way. I had my purple shirt, but this is like a workshop. Thank you, add it with the other.
Thank you for your donation.
This is like a workshop. In a workshop, we leave some things off in the opening. In a workshop, we're comfortable. And I had advised my team, if I forget to say, take your cap off, then, hey, one of you do it. We're supposed to be a team. As a team, it doesn't matter who says what, if it's correct. You're just saying it to help out instead of getting attitude problems. This year, let us concentrate on our buddy checks. I say there are 2 errors in buddy check. Number 1, around September, call your members. I didn't say call all members, you can call 5 members. Or a group of you can get together and call 10 or 15 members. But with our seasoned seniors, as you call it, you just have to be careful how you talk to them. Most of them are already lonely, can't see, can't drive, can't come out of anything. And when you call and say you're from the American Legion, they're just so overjoyed to just hear another human's voice, and it's from the organization in which they're from. The first time you call them, please don't ask for dues. Let them volunteer. October or November, November is very busy. Call them again. Mr. Ramos, is everything okay?
Yes.
I noticed you hadn't paid your dues, so we didn't know if you were ill or sick or need our help or something like that. And what would you say? You just forgot.
Yep.
That's what one man told me. I'm so old, baby, I just forgot. But it made him, you know, feel good. So when you separate it like that, they think you really care about them, in which you should. The department colors for the commander is purple and gold, with purple being dominant, because all of it used to go. The charities are Project Vet Relief and Jackson 83 Foundation. When you write your checks out for Project Vet Relief, make it out to Project Vet Relief, and on the bottom line, Commander's Charities. When you write it for the Jackson 83 Foundation, you make the check out to the Department of Florida. And on the last line, you put Commander's Charities. Or you may want to put Jackson 83, Commander's Charity. Reason being, most of you have been doing this for a long time. Gambler and I were writing, and I read a message from a new commander, all new officers in the post. And I was going to give him this information. He said, oh, I sent the check to them already. He sent me a copy of the information. He sent a check for $1,100. And he says, we're sending this in honor of our department commander, Eunice Bus. So for future references, in which I represent the American Legion, after he told me he was new, I said, well, I'm going to tell you a little secret that you'll learn today. Each year, when the department commander have a charity or charities, all monies go through the Department of Florida and is distributed at the end of the year. He said, I'm so sorry, but I just didn't know. I said, no problem. It got to the charity, and they know it's from the American Legion, Department of Florida. That's the most important thing. I say, so no harm is done, no damage is done. A lot of times, the way you talk to people, it either help you or it break you, one or the other. My motto, God, family, and courage. I knew it didn't sound right when I put it that way. But are we going by sound? Are we going by purpose? Are we going by goals? Are we going by missions? What are we going by? I selected God. Number one, he's first in my life. But number two, God should be first in all of our lives. Our preamble states, for God and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes. So you see, God is in his perspective place here. Family. When you're conceived in the womb of your mother. As soon as you're conceived, you're in a family. That family is just your mother at that particular time. Afterwards, you may have a mother and father, or you may have a mother, father, and siblings, or just mother. In the American Legion, what do we have as a family? Raise your hand. I am asking you a question. In the American Legion, what do we have as a family? What represents the family?
All of us.
The Sons Auxiliary
Everybody.
Legion.
So therefore, I thought about my fellow brothers and sisters on the inside of the fold, instead of thinking of the whole world that we all are a part of. I'm not selfish. Courage. Courage. On my calendar, on the pins, you see the helicopters and everything. It was based on those who went and fought for us. Those who came back and they couldn't tell their families what happened in the war. Did they just go over there? It took courage for them to go over there. And for us to be sitting here right now, looking at one another with no bombs flying. Bombs are still flying, guns are still being shot. But where are we? We're sitting right here. For the next generation, Uncle Sam, he may as well say it, I want you. Some of you couldn't go to college, wanted to go to college and everything. Uncle Sam said, you going in the service. You had no idea you didn't want to go to no military. I know some of you did. So you didn't want to go to the military, but Uncle Sam said, you going to the military, and I understand by talking to people, they pulled some out of college. It took courage to go somewhere that you didn't dream of going. And some of us don't dream of going today. It takes a lot of courage. But in life itself, as you are matured adults now, almost everything that you have done, you are doing, and you will do, it will take courage to do it. But it's taking me courage to do this right now. But when you think about it, this is how my motto was created. And that's with others in mind, my sisters and brothers in mind, and all of God's children. We are using the mentoring program started by PDC Jerry Grant. This program is open to legionnaires, the auxiliary, and sons of the American Legion. This program will only take place at the district meetings by the area and department vice commanders. Please bring your mentor to the district meeting or encourage them to attend the district meeting. At this time, we will have a special presentation. PDC Jerry Grant, will you escort the two people up here to One to make the presentation, the other one to receive it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanner.
Okay.
Never got a microphone I don't like to be in front of.
Well, holla then.
That's all good. Bill, you've been there for me for years and years, and I don't think I would have been a past detachment commander if it wasn't for your mentorship. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that's called family. I utilize PDC or Sergeant at Arms. I know someone already in me. But it's called working together as a team. It doesn't matter who, as long as we're on the same ball field.
Amen.
Well, the vice commanders of the Department of Florida, membership chairman, and legislative chairman, please stand. I would like to thank you for a job well done. You may be seated.
Thank you, Commander.
Lena, do you have anything to say? Stand up, Lena. Oh, I'm so sorry. Come red, Lena.
I just want to say how awesome it is to see everybody here today. I am super, super, super always proud of everyone, but I am definitely proud of my fifth district. I put a challenge out to them, and they have showed up last week as well as this week. So, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. If you remember that, and you continue to feed your brain, you will continue to be able to be successful in doing everything you do for the Legion and to take care of our veterans and the community. That's all I have.
Thank you. I asked Lena to be my critiquer. Most people don't have critiquers, but then a lot of people don't know anything about it. So, thank you, Lena. You can very top of us. May the grace of God be upon each and every one of you and your families. I wish you a very successful year in membership and programs for 2022 and 2023. Let us work hard to have 50% membership by September the 8th, 2022. Let us also work hard to try and have 105% membership by December. Oh, don't laugh now, laugh later. This concludes our department commanders area training. I hope it has been helpful for some and refreshing for others. Remember, we are family. Thank you so much.
Wait, David, we're almost there. So much.
Oh, you may be seated. We're not done yet, we're just done with this portion. I got you for few more minutes. A couple things that I did not hear get addressed, and I just wanted to put this out there. Postcards in the back. This is for your Legion Institute insurance. All right? If you don't know about it, get with one of the district officers and we'll tell you all about this. It's free insurance. All it takes you to do is sign up for it.
Is it free?
It's free. Another thing that I'm
But
sure
what's it cost?
Jim Ramos would be aghast not to discuss, and that's the Legion College dates. Legion College dates, February 16th through February 19th. A mere $200. And you will get to learn so much about the American Legion. If I could have Mr. Ramos and Miss Lena Heredia Perez please stand. These, along with myself, will be the ones who review the applications coming through. We sit on your board for the Legion College, so we highly encourage you to come through that process. You'll learn so much. Train the Trainers in October. October 20th through the 23rd, that's off the top of my head. If you are interested in becoming a trainer that's certified through the Department of Florida, then we highly encourage you to get with your district officers to sign up for that. Sorry, Commander, but if we could have Jack Bennett, would you like to address anybody, being the 4th District Commander here, anything?
I just want to say what a wonderful turnout, because some of the pictures I've seen in some of the other area training, I ain't seen this many people.
Amen to that.
Great job, Northern area.
Bruce isn't here though, right?
No.
All right, I didn't see him. All right. All right, that being said, I'm going to leave you with one joke, and this is just, and then we'll go into the closing ceremony. Because, I can't let Gambler outdo me for a joke. So, after a guy had been stranded on an island for 10 years, finally, a passing cargo ship sees his smoke signal and goes and picks him up. And as he gets on board, and they get him all comforted and everything, and they're sailing away from the island, the ship captain looks back to the guy and says, "Hey, how long have you been out here?" 10 years, man. It's been a long time. Wow. What did you do to pass the time? Well, I fished and I gathered and I did all that. Well, I see you have 3 different shelters on the island. What are those shelters for? So, well, one's my home. That's where I lived in. And one's my American Legion post. He goes, well, what's the other one? Well, that's the other Legion post I used to belong to.
That is funny.
That is funny. That is funny. I'm stealing.
$25
For phones on.
for Project Vet Relief.
$25 raised for your phones being on for Project Vet Relief. Thank you. Thank you. You have one thing.
I like it.
Oh, is it?
Are you expecting
Good
some?
afternoon. Back on the back table is flyers for the second 7 Bridges POW MIA Remembrance Day ride. This is an ALR function. However, the ceremony that follows is open to everyone. Okay? As Commander Jessica said, in our opening ceremony, we do the POW Resolution 88, blah, blah, blah. But how many people actually get out of their post and do anything within the community regarding POW MIA? Right? That man right there said, we're going to do it. We're going to be in our Florida community, large and in charge and proud. And I want to thank you for giving us.
All right, any other thing to come before this area training?
Nope.
Mr. Ramos, I knew we couldn't go.
How many read the Legion link? Raise your hand. Everybody should raise their hand. If you don't get the Legion link, sign up to get the automatic. They don't send it out anymore. They send it out only to the post. Make sure if you're a post commander, you put it out to your, as your incoming NEC starting September 1st. Please read it, because I say everything that I mean, and I want to say thank you to everybody here for putting me in this situation. I will know how the National is going to treat me on the 26th of August, because that's my first meeting, but it's only with 3 people, so I'll get to see who the 3 people are. Thank you.
All right, this time we'll do our closing ceremony. And to keep family in our forefront, we're now inviting the Sons District Chaplain to come forward to close us. This is Chaplain DeSantis. No relations.
Stay with me.
All rise. Uncover.
Let us pray. Almighty God, Supreme Commander of the universe, we thank Thee that we are able, in a country that's free to assemble this way and not have to worry about oppression. Continue that, Heavenly Father. Bless this organization and cause them to help those veterans that continue to support us in keeping us free. Father, we're thankful for the leadership that's represented here. Strengthen them and give them the courage to continue to do the things that are set before them. And now as we depart, Heavenly Father, keep us safe and do us good. These things we pray, and all God's people said,
Amen.
Thank you.
Recover. Thank you, Chaplain. Sergeant at Arms, please recover the POW MIA flag. Till we meet again, let us remember our obligation to our country can be fulfilled only by the faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be ever main objective of the American Legion and its members. Let us be ever watchful of the honor of our country, our organization, and ourselves, that nothing shall swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. With our colors of our nation in place, hand salute. Toot! I now declare this Northern Area Training West Department Commander Training adjourned. Hey, and the lounge is open.
Don't go anywhere.
Gotta get back to it.
Pretty cool. That's the thing. You guys can take a picture of that.
Say hi.
That's a good joke.
Say hello.
That was good. That was good. I liked it.
All right, that's him.